Hello. I hope everyone's doing okay today and having a wonderful, lovely, productive day. I'm Chocolate Chronicles, so thank you for tuning in. I was at work, and before I left, and Lionel B does this, so this must be the time where he gets the most viewers, because this is the second time I'm getting ready to leave from work, and on the way to work, I'm like so emotional because I'm very empathetic. That's just something about me. But I have to give a shout out to this guy. He is amazing. He keeps coming with banger after banger after banger. And something that was this interview was the hardest for me. The hardest to listen to. Very, very entertaining, but being also a victim of, my situation was nowhere near as traumatic or as deep as the one that Jane Doe is going to talk about. So I emphasize even more with Jane Doe. So for all those who don't know, to get you caught up, I'm a small content creator, so you might not have seen it coming from me, but if you see this video, there has been a whole lot of pictures, videos, and interviews that have taken place that have involved Jane Doe. And Jane Doe currently has a lawsuit against P. Diddy, aka Sean John, aka Puffy, aka Diddy, aka Love, aka Sean John, whatever you want to call him. So I don't know if anyone recalls, but there is a picture, I'm gonna put it up here, of allegedly a minor in the picture in a DG shirt, sitting on P. Diddy's lap. Looks like they're in a studio or somewhere in the background. So as time goes on, there is another witness and victim, Adria Washington, who briefly mentions Jane Doe and states that Jane Doe was a minor, as young as 11 years old, as young as 11 all the way up to 14, that she was a victim of P. Diddy's freak-offs. So to confirm that, Jane Doe comes on the Lionel B show, and explains that this is her in the photos at P. Diddy's freak-offs, on the table lined with fruit for the guests to enjoy and to do whatever, basically do whatever you would like to do to her while she was laying on this table. And other people have stated they ate fruit off of her, even probably sucked on her nipple as they partook in the fruit. And there's also an image of Jane Doe sitting on P. Diddy's lap with a D&G shirt on. Looks like they're in the studio. And when the lawsuit came out, said Jane Doe was transported across jurisdictions, or even U.S. Outside of U.S. territory in a private jet, which is illegal, especially for a minor. So Jane Doe's name is Misha. I do not know her last name at this moment, but we know Jane Doe's name is Misha. And Misha has confirmed a lot of what has been said, and goes into details of her account. Now, it is horrific. I don't even know if I could go back and watch it again, because it was hard for her to retell her truth. And it is hard to retell your truth, because you have so many naysayers. You have people questioning why you didn't do this, why you didn't do that. One thing I could say is woulda, coulda, shoulda. And she does do a great job of explaining like how she came about to be in Diddy's presence, how this happened. She had family members that tell her no. Her grandmother told her no, she couldn't go. But being young and you want the world and you think that you can obtain something so big that no one thought you could, some people will go about their own way and make sure that they're in the right rooms with these people. And still yet she was conned into being a victim, as she was. She couldn't get permission from her grandmother, tried to get permission from her mother. Her mother, she couldn't get a hold of her mother, so they offered to take her to her mother and get permission. And while this occurred, guess what they did? Put her in a car, and she was forced to eat jelly beans. That's right, guys, jelly beans. She was forced to eat jelly beans that were laced. Nobody's safe anymore. We used to have to worry about going to the bar and making sure we don't leave your drink unattended, or putting a lid over your drink, or just don't drink your drink after you had to leave it unattended at all. Now we have to worry about hand sanitizer, baby oil. These little simple things are being laced with drugs that anybody can succumb to these types of tragedies. But her story gets deeper, and I don't even want to call it a story because she clearly states, hey guys, this is not alleged. Everything I'm saying is true. It's factual. It actually happened. This is what Jane Doe is saying, not me. So Misha, Jane Doe is saying, guys, this happened to me. And it gets so dark. I mean, we're talking about kids being caged up at unknown locations in groups of 30, 40, 50 kids as young as 5 years old, being used for sexual pleasures. This woman is traumatized. She is having nightmares and recounts of these horrific nights. So she goes on to speak on how she was drugged and passed around by multiple men, a lot of celebrities. It's so bad that she doesn't even watch TV or listen to the radio, because the people in these songs and on TV and these movies, they are the ones that victimized her. Can you imagine not being able to enjoy the simple things in life, such as listening to music or watching TV, without being triggered and reminded of something so bad that happened to you, to where you almost wish that you were dead? It's horrible. This is horrible. So she states how traumatizing it is that these pictures are floating around of her, and that some of the people that are talking about it are also guilty of doing things to her. And I do have a video with Adria Washington mentioning and accusing J-Lo of taking a bottle and inserting it into the victim. And Jane Doe, also known as Misha, confirms this information. Not only that, we have Bill Cosby, and I'm saying allegedly, but Jane Doe says it happened, took a cigarette and put it out on her lady parts. A cigarette and put it out on her lady parts. That's right, I did say that. She later goes on to find out that there's videos of things that had to be surgically removed from inside of her. She was tortured. Did she go to the police? Yes. Did anything happen? No. People think, oh, tell the authorities. People of power, that's an advantage that they have. They have people on their teams, and it hurts my soul that people are so naive to the fact of these things. We all watch all these movies on TV, and if people take a moment and sit back, the most popular movies where something happens and someone tries to tell someone, it doesn't have to be authority. It could be anybody. But say, even though it is authority, we all see it where they're working with the enemy. We see this all the time. We see this all the time, guys, in movies. They are working with the enemy. So you think you can do your due diligence and you can you tell who you need to tell, but till this day, this woman has not had justice. To this very day, this woman is now 33 years old, and these things happened to her almost 2 decades ago, and she is still suffering in silence. Still suffering in silence. No amount of money could make up for this. No amount of I'm sorry can make up for this. She mentioned of still having nightmares of one of the little boys that she was locked away with, that was chasing her in her dream, and admitting that she's having out-of-body experiences because she's been haunted by these memories. She escaped a house fire where things were trying to be covered up and had to escape in the woods. It sounds like a bad horror movie. Could you imagine being your preteen going on teen and you're dealing with stuff like this? And she states that she passed away and died. She knows that at some point she lost consciousness and possibly died and came back in the woods. And she had the courage to keep going. She was so badly injured that even the police didn't want to send her back home looking how she looked. I don't know all the laws and policies, but I don't think the police can hold you due to the injuries of your assaults or whatnot. I never heard that before, I don't know if she chose not to go back home herself, or if the police wouldn't allow her to go back home, but she does state they didn't even allow me to go back home because they didn't want my family to see her like this. And when she goes back home, she starts the 7th grade in the 2nd semester. The 7th grade. Life is so innocent, it's so precious. The 7th grade. She hasn't even made it into high school. And at this point, she has had her virginity taken from her in a vicious manner. She has been passed around to different people. Men and women has witnessed children being victimized and somatized. I can't even get my words out because I have no idea what she went through, but I can say it is very heavy. It is very heavy, and I want to commend her for being strong and standing up for herself and getting her word out, because I know how hard this had to be. This had to be really hard for her to do. But I couldn't go live, and I wanted just to get some type of video out here really quick. She goes on to speak about other celebrities that did bad things to her. It's just really awful. But please go check Lionel B's show for the full video. I have a couple of snippets, but out of respect, I'm not gonna try to take this man's content. I just wanted to get on here and speak on how courageous this woman is, and I hope the world embraces her and lifts her up, and I hope she is supported, and I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves, because out of all of the interviews that I have heard in this Diddy trial, this is by far the worst. Every time I thought I heard an interview, it just got more gory, more detailed. But this one has put the cherry on the top. And at the end of Lionel B show, he does state this is part 1. So I know that there's more to come. And I understand because she needed a break. It was too intense to relive this moment. So I understand that she needed a break. But guys, stop being judgmental. Stop being naive. And yeah, you're innocent until proven guilty. Now, I'm not trying to put this aspect in Diddy's court, because it's too many people saying the same thing. So something has to be true. I believe her. I believe the other witnesses. Yeah, there might be a little bit of bad apples in the bunch every here and there, but since he has been locked up, there has been over 100, at least 130 for sure, lawsuits against him. Out of those 130 people, I'm pretty sure that at least 100 of those are true. And I don't even, and forgive me for the 30 victims I left out, because the number could be bigger than that. But speak up, and those who aren't brave enough to come forward, your voice is still being heard, because people are standing up for you. We have a lot of victims coming forward, and I can't remember right now her name, but she spoke about this years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, about how she was a victim and a party favor at the parties and whatnot. And she's just now getting a voice. She's just now being heard. So support these women and stand up for them. I mean, the details of this is beyond me. I've been in the rooms with celebrities. I've hung out with celebrities. I've had those privileges. I don't even call them privileges anymore, because they're regular people. Don't idolize these people. One thing I learned about being around them is they're regular people. They have the same conversations as everyday people do. They're normal, just like you and I. So don't idolize these people. But the details that Jane Doe, aka excuse me, aka Misha, goes into, I know that she's telling the truth when she speaks of the rooms in the party, and that there was one red room with mirrors everywhere, and there was a woman in there with snake venom. Some woman gave her snake venom to numb her. It was like a witch, per se, like a witch doctor. And she speaks of taking some of that venom and putting it in everybody's drink, because she was mad that things were happening to her. But the details, like those little itty bitty details about the all red room with the mirrors everywhere, even like the kids groups and groups of kids of all different races, ethnicities were being held and used for party favors, for pleasure. Keep an open mind, guys. Like I said, we watch movies, shows all the time, and it's just a blueprint of what really goes on in the world. They have to tell us what's going on without telling us what's going on, and that's the way that they do it. Not everybody is your friend. We know that. That's a hard rule in life. Not everybody is your friend. So when you think you're getting something in the right hands, how many times somebody had some type of information that was confidential, but they had government entities and people coming after them to try to silence them, or to get, per se, sacred evidence that someone had. And then turns out that whoever is a part of it, they're also cricket. But I'm done, guys. I just wanted to get this out. I just wanted to share this. I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. I'm signing out. Please get the word out there. Save the children. Stop judging one another, and have an open heart and an open mind and open ear. You just never know. You never know. And never say never. And again, I'm going to end on shoulda, coulda, woulda. Because you can say you could do a whole lot of things when something happens. And I've been in enough situations to say shoulda, coulda, woulda. because they didn't turn out how you thought they would. Closing out, until next time. Thank you for watching and listening. Chocolate Chronicles. Peace.
Will just let them reveal my face. And like I'm telling people around me, if I wanted the money, I would have been and took the money. Like, they've been paying me money and I've been living like I'm broke. They got my pictures out here. Who put my pictures out here? The candy. And some said don't eat the candy, but then he was like being real persistent. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat the candy, try it. These are new jelly beans. We just invented these with jelly beans. And when I ate the jelly bean, I was like, this is nasty. And I was spitting it out. And as I spit it out, I was like, I want to get out the car. And he slammed the door, and then he got in the car. And I remember being out of there. And I remember them putting me on the jet and them saying, damn, this little heavy. I remember him being like, wake up, wake up. I remember waking up. I remember my ear popping, and I remember